So on previous class we have discussed about the function of different parts of the brain, and now the next topic we are going to discuss, that is the protection of brain. Okay, our next topic is protection of brain. Or we can say that the protection of central nervous system, because here we will discuss the protection of both brain as well as spinal cord. So here the heading will be the protection of CNS, that is central nervous system. And some in some way we have discussed initially when we discussed about the brain, that the brain remains protected inside the cranium or brain box or skull. Okay, so here we can divide the protection of CNS, that is central nervous system, which involve the brain as well as spinal cord, in two categories. The first is the external protection. External protection. So externally, brain first, in the case of brain, protected by cranium or brain box or skull. Because brain is a soft structure made up of neurons, made up of millions number of neurons. So this soft structure remains protected inside a hard bony structure, which is known as cranium or skull or the brain box. And inside or below the brain box or cranium, there is a fluid filled balloon. There is a fluid filled balloon which again absorb the shocks, external shocks, to protect the internal part of the brain. ब्रेन के पार्ट को, ब्रेन को प्रोटेक्ट करने के लिए जो दूसरा प्रोटेक्शन होता है, अभी हम इंटरनल प्रोटेक्शन की बात करेंगे, वहाँ पे क्लियर होगा. एक्सटर्नली इट इज रिमेन प्रोटेक्टेड बाय cranium और ब्रेन बॉक्स और skull. And the second central nervous system, second means the spinal cord. The spinal cord remain protected. Spinal cord protected externally by our backbone or vertebral column. On our back side, the backbone, which is a hard bony structure, skeletal structure, or which is also known as vertebral column. Along with the vertebral column or backbone on the ventral side, on its ventral side, a long cylindrical tube runs, which is known as spinal cord. And the spinal cord, because same as the brain, it is also a soft structure, so remain protected externally by the help of a skeletal structure which is known as backbone or vertebral column. So vertebral column और backbone जो होते हैं ये प्रोटेक्ट करते हैं स्पाइनल कॉर्ड को, which is our second central nervous system. So these are the external protection of the central nervous system. Now the second category, it is the internal protection of CNS. Internal protection of CNS. So internally, for both the structure, there is a fluid-filled balloon for both brain and spinal cord. For both brain and spinal cord, there is a fluid-filled balloon to protect, to absorb external shock. External shocks can be absorbed by a fluid-filled balloon-like structure, which is remain present below the cranium in the case of brain, while below the backbone or the vertebral column in the case of spinal cord. And this fluid-filled balloon structure, fluid-filled balloon, it has two parts. The two parts, it is the membrane, which is known as meninges, while the second is the fluid, which is known as CSF, cerebrospinal fluid. Cerebrospinal fluid, which is in short known as CSF, to make the fluid-filled balloon. So if we suppose a balloon which is filled with water or which is filled with any kind of liquid, so such kind of structure, when we observe or when we apply any kind of external force, we feel there is no unequal action over the water or liquid filled balloon, same as the अप्लाइड फोर्स. जितना हम फोर्स अप्लाई करते हैं उतना ज़्यादा उसके ऊपर रिस्पांस नहीं क्रिएट होता है. तो ये रिस्पांस नहीं क्रिएट होने का मतलब क्या होता है कि ये जो फ्लूइड फील्ड बैलून होता है यह एक्सटर्नल फोर्स को, एक्सटर्नल शॉक्स को, एक्सटर्नल प्रेशर को क्या करता है, एब्जॉर्ब कर लेता है. वह उसके ऊपर इतने तेज़ी से अप्लाई नहीं होने देता है. अभी आप देखेंगे किसी सॉलिड पे अगर आप फोर्स लगाते हैं, बहुत तेज़ी से जर्क करते हैं, तो वो सॉलिड या तो ब्रेक हो जाता है या फिर उसका पोजीशन जो है चेंज हो जाता है. बट यहाँ पे क्या होता है कि फ्लूइड फील्ड जो बैलून होता है उस पर कोई भी असर नहीं होता है. थोड़ा सा उसके ऊपर इफेक्ट होता है कि मीन्स उसका एक सरफेस जो है इन्वेजिनेट होता है, बट दूसरा सरफेस वैसे ही रहता है, वो ब्रेक नहीं होता है. बहुत ज़्यादा अगर फोर्स या प्रेशर लगाते हैं तब वो बर्स्ट कर सकता है. सो इंटरनली देयर इज द फ्लूइड फील्ड बैलून स्ट्रक्चर which is made up of membrane known as meninges and CSF, which is the fluid substance. And meninges can be divided into three categories. meninges can be divided into three categories, which are known as the durameter, arachnoid and pia meter. So durameter is found on the external side. It means just below the cranium or just near the cranium. It is the durameter. Then after the durameter, in middle there is a membrane, which is the arachnoid meter. Then at the inner side of the membrane, it is the pia meter. And in between these membrane there is a space which is known as cerebrospinal space or cerebrospinal cavity, and inside that cerebrospinal cavity or cerebrospinal space, the fluid field, it is known as the CSF or cerebrospinal fluid. So in this way, membrane, which is known as meninges, which are 3 in number, along with the fluid or CSF, responsible to protect internally or responsible to absorb external shocks in the case of brain as well as spinal cord both. ब्रेन में भी जो है ये क्रैनियम के नीचे पाए जाते हैं और स्पाइनल कॉर्ड में बैकबोन और वर्टिब्रल कॉलम के जस्ट नीचे और along the vertebral column and backbone ये present होते हैं. So in this way, the protection of CNS or the central nervous system, which are brain and spinal cord, taken place in our body. For that purpose, these two external as well as internal protection occur. Now let us the next topic, which is the last topic related to the nervous system. नर्वस सिस्टम से रिलेटेड जो लास्ट टॉपिक आपका सिलेबस में दिया हुआ है, दैट इज़ द मैकेनिज्म ऑफ एक्शन ऑफ नर्वस सिस्टम. नर्वस सिस्टम के वर्क करने का उसके एक्शन का क्या मैकेनिज्म होता है, कैसे ये एक्शन करता है, उसके बारे में थोड़ा सा आपको स्टडी करना है, उसके बारे में थोड़ा सा जानना है. So let us start the next topic, that is the mechanism of nervous action. So we start with the initial stages करते हैं. Mechanism of nervous action. Or nervous system. So mechanism of nervous system involve the receiving of stimulus, receiving of the environmental change, receiving of the information from the environment, we can say anything, till the giving of response through the effector. So we will start with the initial state, that is the receiving of stimulus through the receptor, and we will end with the production of response by the effectors in our body. So let us understood the mechanism of the nervous action step by step by numbering, by giving the numbers. So the first step of mechanism involve the nervous tissue collect nervous tissue, especially the receptor. The nervous tissue of receptor especially collect information okay. This is the first step, and the second step involved, it is the receptors when collect the messages or information, they have to send this information or message or impulse to the central nervous system. So our second step involve the sending of information, means information then sended to CNS, that is either brain or spinal cord. And this process takes place through the sensory neuron. Through sensory neuron, the information is sent from receptors to the central nervous system, which is the second step. Then in third step, the central nervous system, which may be either brain or spinal cord, involved in the processing of that information, and after processing they make a result or make a decision, and that decision is sent to the effectors through the motor neuron in the form of the response, in the form of impulse of response or information of response. So making decision, the third step involved the making or analysis to make or decision by CNS. CNS के द्वारा जो है एक डिसीजन क्रिएट किया जाता है आफ्टर एनालाइजिंग द सिचुएशन. Then after making the decision, the fourth step involves the conveying of messages. So the fourth step involves conveying messages through the motor neuron to the effector, that is muscles and the gland. Effector in our body which give the response, which are responsible to give the response, and that are muscles as well as the gland. Then after this step, the effector do the final job as in the form of response, and that response separately different as in the case of gland as well as in the muscles. So the response which is produced by the glands, which are the glands produce response by releasing their secretion. The secretions may involve the hormones in the case of endocrine gland, while that secretion may be in the form of mucus, water or enzymes or any kind of other chemicals in the form of exocrine gland, but especially by endocrine gland only the hormones are released in the form of the secretion. And muscles are, which is another effector in our body, give response by making movement through the special contractile protein which are known as actin as well as myosin. And the arrangement and both the arrangement as well as the shape of these contractile protein, that is actin and myosin, change in such a way which leads to contraction in muscle fiber after receiving the impulse by the muscle fiber. So contraction in muscle lead to the movement, and then after relaxing or after the recovery, the contraction result in the relaxation, so the muscles get in normal situation.